Hi, my name's Caitlin and I'm a Bachelor of Media and Communications student here at UOW. There's been a lot of conversation recently around the impacts of COVID-19 on careers and the future direction of universities. So today I'm joined by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Education, Professor Theo Farrell, and the Director of Graduate Career Development and Employability, Nuala O'Donnell. Thank you so much for joining us today. So there's been a lot of conversation recently around the financial impacts of COVID-19 on UOW. So what will the impact be on students, and will we start to see more subject mergers, or will we start to see fewer subjects?
Hi Caitlin, that's obviously a very important question. Our priority is to maintain the quality of our research and teaching whilst assuring the financial stability of the university. What we're seeking to do is to reduce the operating costs for the university, but in ways that have minimal impact on our teaching and our research. And also it's an opportunity for us to look anew at things. So if you take, for instance, the faculty mergers, we're merging business and law, and we've merged arts and social sciences and humanities into two faculties. And in many ways, those mergers actually make sense. They offer us the opportunity to develop new research and teaching links. So we will, as we go forward with our planning, be looking at things like subjects that don't have a lot of students on them, because they obviously involve quite a lot of resources for not a lot of students. But we will also be taking forward improvements that we're planning to make to our courses. So for instance, one of the things that we're going to be doing, working very closely with Nuala and her team, is rolling out work integrated learning. So I think broadly speaking, the headline here is that we're seeking to obviously reduce costs, because we have to do so, but in ways that have the least impact possible on students.
Do you expect international students will still come to UOW?
So Caitlin, the restrictions on international travel are preventing a very large number of our international students from coming to UOW. Now we have a large number already here in Australia, and obviously we're providing all the support we can to them. And we're also, through remote delivery, providing the support we can to our international students who are stuck overseas and therefore, taking the courses from their homes. We're all really looking forward to the return of international travel to Australia. UOW offers a very safe destination and a world-class education in a very student-friendly city. And in particular, not only do we have a beautiful campus, but we have all the vibrancy of life that the international students bring. So it's something that we're really looking forward to seeing again.
So there's been a lot of debate around how the Australian government is going to fund university places. I'm interested in knowing what your thoughts are on this, and how will this impact university students?
Well, there's much to welcome in the Australian government's higher education reform package. There's encouragement to study in areas of expected employment growth, so nursing, teaching, science, engineering and IT. Very importantly, there's more support for Indigenous, regional and low SES students to take up university study. And an area of particular interest to me is encouragement for universities to do more in lifelong learning and to form stronger and deeper partnerships with business and industry.
But what are the negative impacts of this? For instance, there's students that are still interested in studying commerce, law, humanities. Will they still be able to study those subjects?
Well, there have been some pretty fundamental shifts now in government policy around national priorities. And so, for instance, this encouragement for students to study in areas of expected job growth. At the same time, in Wollongong, we want students to study areas that they're passionate in and subjects they're passionate about. So we're going to continue to offer world-class education in humanities and law and commerce. Just reflecting on this, both myself and Nuala have humanities backgrounds. And so I did a Bachelor of Arts at University College Dublin. And Nuala?
I did a Bachelor of Arts at the University College Cork in Ireland and studied French and archaeology.
Yep. And so, certainly for myself, this opened up a whole world of opportunity. So we want students to have the same opportunity to study the things they're passionate about and the courses that meet their needs.
So what are the real benefits of students studying a degree with so much uncertainty?
Well, the evidence is pretty overwhelming. People with university degrees enjoy better job prospects, higher salaries, richer lives overall than people who don't go to university. And this trend will continue as automation technologies transform the global economy. and there's going to be rising demand for people with higher level skills, the kind of skills that you develop through a university study.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Graduates tend to have better outcomes than those who don't complete university study. And in fact, a business graduate can earn around 50% more than a typical Year 12 student in the same role.
So myself and many others are graduating at the end of the year, and there is a lot of anxiety around the job market at the moment. How is the job market looking?
Well, Caitlin, it's very normal to feel nervous. It's an uncertain time. And of course, the media have been very, very vocal about the unemployment rate, which rose to about 7.1% in May. And indeed, we saw a decline in the number of graduate full-time roles advertised on the Careers Central job board, and that was over the March period. But things are looking positive. Graduate recruiters, large graduate employers are looking to the future, and they're continuing to recruit for 2021. In fact, a survey I looked at for June indicated that round about 2/3 have either completed their recruitment for next year or are currently undergoing recruitment, while round about 23% are recruiting in the second half of this year. So these are all positive signals.
So Nuala, how does UOW compare when it comes to graduate employment rates?
Well, I'm proud to say that UOW performs consistently well in the Graduate Outcomes Survey. So we have about 3/4 of our graduates who obtain a full-time graduate level role within 4 months of graduating. I'd also like to say that we're first in New South Wales in the employer satisfaction benchmark. Now, what that essentially means is employers are, number one, very, very happy with our graduates, but it also means we're graduating students with the skills employers want.
So what is the university actually doing to support students as they transition from studying to entering the workforce?
Good question, Caitlin. Well, the careers team work with students before, during and after their degree. So we provide a whole range of services, tools, resources, etc. to support students to not only figure out but also confirm their career goals and to look for and apply for work. So during the pandemic, we've worked to update our programs as students' needs change. And we realised that real-world skills are absolutely critical to enhancing students' employability. So this is why UOW have purposely and really intentionally integrated work-integrated learning or real-world learning across all our degrees. And in fact, the careers team deliver a subject called Career Ready Learning and Practice, or CRLP 200, and that combines the theories and practices of work-integrated learning with career development learning. So students actually have the opportunity to, test their future career through a professional placement or as part of a consultancy experience. So we've redeveloped that subject for remote delivery and again worked hard in the background with our employer partners to ensure that students are getting an authentic real world experience. So that subject is on offer in spring 2020. We've also developed a new program called Gradu Ready. So the Gradu Ready series runs over 4 weeks. It's about a 4-hour commitment per week. So we've included targeted career development resources and weekly career coaching sessions with students. Now, Gradu Ready is particularly relevant to those students graduating this year, either mid-year or at the end of the year, and especially pertinent for students who haven't put a lot of thought into their next steps after graduating, or who were quite unsure about the career path they want to take, or might be considering further study.
And should students feel like they need it, can they access one-on-one career support?
Yes, of course. Students can book in to see a careers consultant for advice. So we're actually open Monday to Friday, and we've increased the number of appointments available to students because we have seen an increase in demand. We've also extended our opening hours to 6:30 2 evenings a week. So students just, go online, book in via Career Hub, or give us a call and we'll book them in.
That's great. Thank you so much for taking the time today, Theo and Nuala. This has been really insightful, and I'm sure students are really going to benefit from the information you've provided.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure,
Yeah, it's been a
yes.
pleasure.